voted.
No, it's funny. It's funny you say that, Channing. Sorry to cut you off, Allie, but a lot of people don't understand how easy it is. They're very intimidating by the word vote. They don't know how it's so easy. You get your pamphlet, and you can literally do your research on the candidates that's in your because it's not just about the president.
Yeah, senator.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Senator,
a lot of it matters within your local.
Because the local people, that's your local judge or your local
city councilman,
sheriff. Yeah, sheriff. They're the ones who are creating the change or not the change that you would like. Yeah. So being able to vote on that right person, man or female, is very important too. So being able to do your research on that.
And you can also register to vote in a state that you live in, even though you don't have a license there. I still have an Ohio license, and I still could register in California, which I had no idea. I thought it was going to be this awful process, and it was easy, efficient, able to get done.
So you're saying you didn't vote? And I'm joking. I'm just
basically
didn't vote.
Between the lines.
Yeah.
Before we move on from this, because I think it's very important, what's next for More Than a Vote? It's not going to go away.
No, we're never about a one-off. We're trying to figure out ways right now we can continue to implement change in communities, not only in my home community of Akron, Ohio, but communities all over America, and hopefully create change in the world as well. So we're looking for opportunities. There's a huge Senate race that's going on in Georgia coming up in January. We're tackling that. Stacey Abrams, who's down there, is a monster. Shout out, Stacey. You're unbelievable. And everyone in the city of Atlanta, you guys have done so much great stuff, and also in Georgia as a state. So we're going to get behind that and hopefully continue to create change.
Of course, we commend you for that, because that is not an easy responsibility on top of all the expectations and responsibilities you have, to be a basketball player.
Yeah,
so before we move on from all the bubble, you have celebrated 2 championships in Miami when you guys won at home. You celebrated your 3rd championship on the road, and everyone heard about the detour to Vegas, heaven forbid.
And then look at me like that. I looked up and you like this.
We'll leave it right there. And your 4th championship was in a bubble. What was the celebration like?
I feel bad for my teammates, my first-time championship teammates. I feel bad for AD, Caruso, Markeith, Dwight,
and most importantly, Jared Dudley.
Jared Dudley, my guy Duds.
My guy
Duds. Talon and Rooks, Kostas and Devontae. Hopefully I'm not missing anyone. I feel Kuz.
Yeah. Your whole team other than you and Rondo.
No, me, Rondo, JaVale, Quinn
Danny.
Cook, Danny. What are you talking? We got champions, man. I feel bad for them. Because they don't know.
It was bad. I was there.
They don't understand
the
power of a championship celebration. From the partying, to the parade, and then back to the partying.
Yeah.
We have not been able to do that. And it burns me, because as a champion, you should feel that. You get the locker room celebration.
Which I still feel like you guys lived
Which is
it up.
amazing. The locker room celebration is amazing, but it goes like this.
Yeah.
All right? It goes like this. So okay, as fast as that goes, you say, okay, we're going to have the parade. We know that. We're going to have an unbelievable time at the parade with the fans, celebrate with the community and the fans, things of that nature. And then we're going to have our celebration where we go out and have fun and party and things. It was just like 2020. It's just effed up.
But so everybody, so again, there's always the conversation, and this is one thing I will say. People were like, oh, was it a real championship? Is it this? Is it that? And I was like, yo, I was in there. I saw how hard it was to rev yourself up, to amp yourself up. No home court advantage.
None.
No home court advantage at all.
None.
And so it's like, when you don't have that home court advantage and you're sluggish, you're tired, and it's like, but we're going home.
Yeah.
Our fans are going to be ready.
Right.
They're going to be loud because we're down 3-2 or whatever it is. There was none of that. This was harder than a normal championship, in my opinion.
Just imagine it's 16, RJ. We're down 3-1.
Which one there's nothing in here.
If we're down 3-1 and 16.
Yeah.
And we're not going back to Cleveland?
And we're just playing another empty arena?
We're just playing another game in a bubble? Golden State may beat us by 100.
Yeah, the greatest game I've ever been a part of is Game 6 in Cleveland. Because it was like the minute we stepped on the floor, we knew that there was no chance we were going to lose that game.
Right.
Right. Like now, we didn't know what was going to happen in Game 7.
Yeah, 3-2. I mean, 3-2. It was 3-2 in Cleveland.
Oh God.
Channing's still having PTSD.
Yeah, he is. He said, please don't take me back to this. Please don't talk about it.
Yeah.
No, he's complaining because he doesn't think Richard can open a wine bottle.
Oh, I'm not. Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
poor Bob.
Oh, look.
Come on now.
You don't have to have your own wine to be able to open a wine bottle.
You hear that, Channing?
Yeah, but Richard doesn't even drink wine.
Speaking of,
I drink it socially.
He drinks it socially, and it's a nice Whispering Angel rosé too.
Yeah,
it's nice.
I drink it
Well,
socially.
at this point, Whispering Angel, what's up?
Whispering Angel, what?
Whispering Angel. Whispering Angel should be like, what's up? Just give us some.
Well, I think it's a very strong possibility they will after this.
Ooh.
You think?
Yeah, I believe
Thank
so.
you. Hey, what's up?
Up next on Road Trippin'.
I moved to Cabo in the offseason for a couple weeks out of the year. I was drinking to Game 3 versus Portland that night, the last. So it was Milwaukee, Orlando, followed by Houston, OKC. Then we were the later game. And so I was taking my nap, and when I get up from a nap, I get treated with Mike, and I'm sitting on my couch, and I turn on the TV to start watching the Milwaukee Orlando game. And as soon as I turn on the TV, there's nobody on the court. The game was supposed to start like 20 minutes ago. So I'm like, what the hell's going on? So this is before I even go to my phone or anything. So as soon as I wake up, I'm starting doing that. And they say Milwaukee refuses to come on the court. So I start getting calls and phone calls and things of that nature. And this was still up in the air if they were going to play. No one knew what was going on because, frankly, even the Magic didn't know what was going on. So the whole league was caught by surprise. So we were just sitting there and wondering what was going on. And as the time went on, basically they said Milwaukee was not going to play. They had made a decision to boycott the game because of what happened in their backyard back in Milwaukee with another innocent black man being gunned down. So I got on the phone with Chris Paul because their game was next. And I called him and Russ, and I told them straight up that there's no way that we can go out on the floor as the Lakers and play our game with what just transpired. What are you guys going to do? And they felt the same way. They was like, we need to get all the information that was going on because there's still some things that's not been checked off. But we look stupid if we went out and played, and Milwaukee decided to sit down, and we've been, preaching this solidarity thing as a brotherhood because we are brotherhood, even when you get blindsided from your brother.
That's the question, is that, again, like all the people that know all the guys, like what was that?
It's basically like you then come together in that room, and the one thing that comes out of that room is LeBron James gets up and leaves. That's the one thing that comes out.
No, of course. Of course that's going to.
Of course it does.
If it was LeBron comes in the room and the last thing he said out, they would have said that. So.
But in the moment, did you doubt
did you
that
sit
you guys
down
could
last?
figure it out?
What, Channing?
Did you sit down last?
No, I did not.
No,
Okay,
I'm saying,
I'm just checking. That would've been a bad
obviously, hindsight is 20/20. That's not it. But they made a decision, and as brothers, I understand, and formerly being a part of the brother, I understood that like whatever they were going to do, you were going to support.
Yeah, you were going to support.
But that was such a big, powerful move that it's like shooting a text to the Players Association, shooting a text to Chris Paul, like guys that are the president, the vice president, shooting a text like, hey guys, this is what we're thinking about doing, but we need to make sure that we are unified as a group. That was the one thing that, not to be critical, but could have caused some issues.
Yeah. And I mean, as players, we felt the same way. We felt like, we're not against what you guys are standing for, because we've all felt it too. And obviously, when it hits in your backyard, you feel a bit more. But, when we're all together, as Army, we're Army and we're going out battle and we say we're here in solidarity, and someone in the front decides to go before we say charge. Now we're all caught off guard.
Leroy
Jenkins. Oh, good. I'm glad you got to it before I did. Damn it, Leroy.
So that's what happened. And to be honest, I was ready to walk away. I was ready to walk away. I called my wife and called my mom and told them that I was probably headed home.
Why?
Because there was no plan. After we decided to do what we did and we boycotted the games, what's next? What the hell are we doing next? So we're going to just go back. Okay, now game 3, Lakers versus Portland. What the hell? What are we doing? We've decided to take off these games for the right reason. Okay, but there's some other issues that needs to be dealt with as well. What is our plan? And at that moment when I walk out, we sat there and talked for 2, 3, 4 hours, and there was still no plan. So I walked out because my time is very valuable, and I knew what could help the change.
Yeah.
But when you're dealing with a group of a lot of emotional, you know, a lot of ego, a lot of guys that's passionate about themselves and what they believe in, then it's hard to figure out a plan at that very moment.
Yeah.
So it was best for me to step out.
Yeah. Well, look, that's look, it is one of the harder positions to be in, being not only like the leader of a team, the face of a league, you know, a vocal leader as far as like, you know, I stand by, was it Patrick Beverley? He's like, look, LeBron playing, we playing, right? Like I was joking. I joke with one of the guys, and I'll keep him named. So I was like, guys, look, at the end of the day, the NBA wants everybody there. But they only need like 5 people there. They need Bron, they need Giannis, they need James. You know what I'm saying? Like they'll figure it out the rest of the way as long as they can sell. You know, they need Lakers, they need the Celtics. It's like, yeah, everybody can sit here and be like, oh, well, it's like, yo, at the end of the day, the league needs about 10 guys and about 5 teams. Everything else is like a bonus from a standpoint of like what they're gonna advertise, what they're gonna do. And Pat Beverley says, like, yo, look, if Bron say we playing, we all gonna show up. But the other side of that is when all the drama happens, everybody looks at, you know,
exactly.
you.
LeBron.
Yeah, everybody looks at you, and it's like, however you handle it, however you don't handle it, they still looking at you. And
because he's a drama queen. He loves it.
Shut up. By the way,
that's why he's here.
Yeah, that's exactly
You
why he's
literally
here.
told me that we could not throw Trevor without Channing. Are you mad?
I know I did. By the way, I'm like, we're going to cut Channing off and get back to his making of snow cones and snowmen. No, but yeah, I understand that. I understand, RJ, and that's the way it was. And that's our responsibility.
Yeah.
I get it. You know, as much as, you know, you can hate it at times, you know, you say, okay, why is it always on me? That's the position I've been put in. So I needed time to digest it. So I walked out. I was ready to walk away. But also I understand that it wasn't just squarely about me.
Yeah.
So I needed a moment to digest the whole situation, to actually sleep on the whole situation. And I was able to do that and wake up the next day and had a plan of what I thought could work for us going forward.
The media people did not, and I think, and again, to the Milwaukee Bucks credit, Chris Paul, Michelle Roberts, the entire NBA, even the owners, everyone came together and was like, hey, like, how can we, and I believe Barack Obama was involved, and like, hey, what should we ask for? If we're going to stay here in the face of all of this, what should we ask for? Like, what can we do to help continue to help change?
Yeah.
And, you know, again, that more than an athlete, into more than a vote, more than vote,
Yeah.
into, you know, the polling places and
Yeah.
all, like, so it's something positive did come from a negative situation, but you guys were trying to plan in 36 hours, 48
and
hours.
figure out how we're going to get back on the floor,
yeah.
too. So it was like, you want to see all this change, but I felt like that those conversations and that change needed to happen before we step back on the floor.
Yeah.
You know, and we had, I don't know if you guys heard, but we had a conversation where a lot of the 2 or 3 other, the guys from each respective team, the coaches, and we had a huge Zoom call with the owners, all 30 owners.
Yeah.
And, to talk about some of the changes or some of the things that we can do to help create change while we're still playing the game. Because a lot of people was saying like, okay, well, once you guys get to playing basketball, then you guys are going to forget about us. And I didn't want that to happen. I didn't want that. Well, the narrative is going to happen. People are going to say you're going to do this, but I actually wanted to see real change. And a lot of the things that we talked about is some of the things that I mentioned earlier was the voter suppression and having places to have polling sites, like you just mentioned. Yeah. We got 30 NBA franchises with arenas. Yeah. We needed to have, if not all 30, close to 30 as possible, people can go and vote. Because we've seen what happened in Georgia. We've seen what happened right outside Atlanta where people couldn't go vote. They were telling them that they shouldn't, they need to go somewhere. So people waiting 3 and 4 hours standing in line to vote. And we knew how important the November election was. We also seen the things that was happening in the community with police brutality. And we wanted to be able to put in an initiative, something that can hold our police people accountable. It's like everybody else. It's not just the police, though. It's everybody.
Yeah.
Any one of us in this world or in America where we live in, if you do something that harms other people, you're held accountable. And we felt like at that point in time, the police were not being held accountable. So those are some of the things that we talked about. And then being able to start up some more initiatives to be able to give our communities a safe way to be able to continue to learn. Because in the Black community, we always talk about we want to see change, but we never go out and do it. And the reason we never go out and do it because we've been so jaded and been so scared